Tonight, the deadly storm hitting at this hour. State of emergency in effect. Nearly a dozen people killed on the roads today. An 8-month-old among the victims. The snow, the ice, the freezing rain from the south all the way up to the northeast. Also developing at this hour, will there be a government shutdown? Time running out, Democrats telling the president we must make a deal on the Dreamers. A key Republican leader saying of the president, as soon as we figure out what he's for, then I'll be convinced we're not spinning our wheels. Tonight, ABC News has learned Steve Bannon will talk to Robert Mueller's team after that subpoena to appear before a grand jury. The major development here tonight, the college student who went to the park with a high school friend. Authorities say he was then killed. What happened at that park? The deadly flu. Tonight among the victims, the 10-year-old boy who had been playing hockey, the mother of 3, a marathon runner. And now we learn both had gone to the hospital. And the ABC News exclusive, our interview with Apple CEO Tim Cook. A major announcement about American jobs right here tonight. And what about those iPhone batteries that slowed down?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night. And what a day it was on American highways and roads from the south right up through the northeast. Nearly a dozen dead tonight, and that storm is still hitting at this hour. Several states of emergency, schools shut down in some places, governors pleading with people to stay off the roads. Accidents right there in Greenville, South Carolina, spinouts, shutting down part of I-85 near Jackson, Georgia. Planes crawling at Atlanta's airport, thousands of flights affected coast to coast. ABC's Steve Osunsami leading us off tonight from Atlanta.
Drivers stuck for hours today on this icy highway in Houston did what they had to do to get off.
People are turning around trying to get off the freeway because they are stuck.
Driving the wrong way up an entrance ramp to get home. Police warned tonight that if you crash on the ice, it can be deadly to get out of the car. A driver here was killed when he walked out of this wreck on Interstate 45. He was struck by another sliding vehicle. From the Gulf Coast to the Northeast, at least 10 people have died on slippery roads, including an 8-month-old child when this car outside New Orleans crashed into a canal.
If we can, use this as a lesson, a reminder to stay out of the weather today.
Nearly 3 inches of snow has shut down Metro Atlanta. This was I-85 north of the city, turned into a parking lot after a crash. The city and its schools will still be closed tomorrow. Even funerals have to wait. Our local station, WSB, caught this picture of a unicorn today. Salt trucks here are as rare as the snow.
The wheels are spinning. Unless you have an SUV, it's just very difficult.
In North Carolina, 2 women in this car slid into a creek and had to be rescued.
This is definitely going to be a storm we want to sit inside for. This is something I would not want to fight with.
Even NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. crashed his car helping this family.
And even he was warning drivers out there today. Steve with us from a very snowy Atlanta tonight. Steve, the National Weather Service calling for more freezing temperatures tonight in that region.
That's right. Another miserable night of freezing temperatures is expected to last just one more day. And to put this in perspective, David, it is colder here today in Atlanta than it was in Anchorage, Alaska. There are hard freeze warnings up from Texas to Florida.
All right,
David?
That puts it in perspective. Colder in Atlanta than Anchorage. Steve, thank you. So when will the deep freeze end, and what's the track of this system right now? Let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano. He's live on New York's West Side Highway tonight. Hey, Rob.
Hey, David, it's even a little bit warmer here in New York than it is in Atlanta. Not by much. The snow has stopped here, but it's still coming down in the Carolinas and in Virginia. Take a look on the radar. There's been a solid swath of 4 to 6 inches west of Raleigh. Could get another couple here in the next couple of hours. Winter storm warnings remain posted in that area through midnight, but it's that hard freeze warning that Steve spoke of. The deep south all in it tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the teens and 20s. Nothing is going to melt in Houston and Baton Rouge and Binghamton, moderating somewhat into Friday, but tomorrow morning, David, much of the south will once again be at a standstill.
All right, Rob Marciano with us tonight. Thank you, Rob, as always. We're going to turn next here to that showdown on Capitol Hill. Will there be a government shutdown? Democrats fighting for a deal on the Dreamers. But tonight, where does the president stand? After saying just 9 days ago and inviting cameras in as he met with Republicans and Democrats that he was ready for a deal. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce on the Hill tonight.
President Trump on the Hill today as fears mount that a government shutdown is right around the corner.
What's your message to the Dreamers?
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Democrats are threatening a shutdown if Congress doesn't act to protect the Dreamers, the nearly 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought here as children. On the Hill, Dreamers protesting, in tears. At least 82 arrested. The White House blames Democrats for the stalled talks. But Republican leader Mitch McConnell today pointed the finger directly at the president.
I'm looking for something that President Trump supports. As soon as we figure out what he is for, then I would be convinced that we were not just spinning our wheels.
Just 9 days ago, Trump brought in cameras to witness him negotiating with Republicans and Democrats.
What about a clean DACA bill now, and with a commitment that we go into a comprehensive immigration reform procedure?
I have no problem. I think that's basically what Dick is saying. We're going to come out with DACA.
Republicans quickly talked him out of that, and the president pledged to sign whatever lawmakers could agree to.
If they come to me with things that I'm not in love with, I'm going to do it because I respect them.
But just 2 days later, the president rejected a bipartisan proposal, today calling it horrible and very, very weak. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says the president's staff is misleading him.
What we need to do better is a reliable partner at the White House.
We asked the president's chief of staff.
Lawmakers have suggested that you gave the president bad advice on immigration, on the previous bipartisan deal that was on the table. Senator Durbin, did you?
That deal that came over was supposed to be two things, bipartisan and both sides of the Hill. So it fell short of what he was certainly looking for.
Our Mary Bruce with the chief of staff there, and Mary's live up on the Hill tonight. With immigration talks stalled now, Republican lawmakers, I know, Mary, are trying to work with Democrats on other key issues to avoid a shutdown in a matter of days, but will it be enough?
David, Republicans are now pushing for a short-term funding fix, another short-term fix, but Democrats are hoping to include that funding for Dreamers. They're hoping to get Democrats on board by including more money for the Children's Health Insurance Program, extending that for another 6 years, but it's not clear, David, if that's going to be enough.
All right, Mary Bruce back on the Hill for us. Mary, thanks. Next to the Russia investigation, ABC News learning tonight that Steve Bannon will talk with investigators from the special counsel after Bannon was subpoenaed to appear before a grand jury. Here's ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas with what we've learned tonight.
Tonight, Steve Bannon at the center of the Russia investigation. ABC News learning special counsel Robert Mueller issued a subpoena to the president's former chief strategist to appear before a grand jury. Sources familiar with the investigation say Bannon has now worked out an agreement with the special counsel for a voluntary interview. At issue, Bannon's alleged explosive comments in the book Fire and Fury, calling Don Jr.'s infamous Trump Tower meeting with the Russians treasonous. Alleged comments that led the president to give Bannon that new nickname, Sloppy Steve.
That's why Sloppy Steve is now looking for a job.
This coming just 24 hours after Bannon was grilled on Capitol Hill for more than 10 hours.
And again, something very unusual. You subpoenaed him in the midst of the session.
That's never happened. Now, we've been at this for about 10 months. That has never happened with a witness.
But the session left members of both parties fuming after Bannon appeared to assert executive privilege, refusing to answer questions about the transition or his time at the White House.
I am frustrated whenever people assert privileges that do not exist.
There were a number of times, I think, when we recessed, when Mr. Bannon's counsel sought the advice of the White House.
Today, the White House facing questions about why Bannon's attorney was on the phone with the White House several times during the marathon session.
Sometimes they actually have a White House attorney present in the room. This time it was something that was relayed via phone.
Tonight, the White House insists they have nothing to hide.
So let's get to Pierre Thomas live on the Hill. And Pierre, this showdown continuing to unfold between Bannon and members of Congress. They're now calling Bannon back to the Hill after he refused to answer questions yesterday.
David, Bannon could be back here as early as this week, but Congressman Schiff told us if Bannon continues to refuse to answer questions, Schiff says he may lobby his Republican colleagues to consider taking this matter to court. David?
Pierre, thank you. We're going to turn next here to disturbing new details tonight. New reporting about the 13 children allegedly held captive in their own home, some shackled to the furniture. Well, tonight, the clues from the homes where the family once lived. Here's ABC senior national correspondent Matt Gutman tonight.
Tonight, a glimpse into the alleged fortress of cruelty police say David and Louise Turpin built around their family.
they worried about Child Protective Services.
The Turpins were led away in handcuffs on Sunday, and Elizabeth Flores says she hasn't seen her sister in 20 years, but says she knew something was off even back then.
I remember they were really strict on the oldest daughter. She stayed in her, she was bound to a room a lot, and they would let her come down and eat meals. And it was kind of like, almost like a ritual or something weird. It used to bother me because before she sat down, she had to get permission.
These photos, obtained exclusively by DailyMail.com, show clutter and children's toys stacked up in the home. Current and former neighbors say the Turpins left a trail of red flags.
I'd come home at anywhere from 12:30 to 3 in the morning. Is the kids marching between those two rooms up there.
And how long would they march back and forth for in single file?
Hours.
Hours?
Yeah, they're, just like they were in the military, just making a loop.
In Texas, their former neighbor says the family rarely left the home.
I called it the compound because they were so closed off from society.
David, the Turpin parents are scheduled to be arraigned in this courthouse tomorrow. That as Child Protective Services continues to evaluate those 13 siblings. And to give you a sense of how malnourished the elder 7 adults were, all of them require new clothing, but in children's sizes. David.
All right, Matt Gutman, our thanks to you again tonight. We turn to major developments in the murder of that college student brought to a park by someone he knew from high school. The victim never left that park, and tonight his parents are speaking out. Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
20-year-old Samuel Woodward appearing in court today, shackled, charged in the brutal murder of Blaze Bernstein. His body found in a shallow grave at the Southern California park 6 days after leaving his parents' home.
Woodward is accused of visiting the crime scene days after the murder.
Prosecutors say Woodward picked Bernstein up in his car that night and was later discovered to have scratches and dirt on his hands.
He's also accused of cleaning up the car that he used the night that he picked up Blaze.
A law enforcement source telling the LA Times Bernstein was found with more than 20 stab wounds. Hundreds turning out for the memorial service for the 19-year-old UPenn student who loved cooking and writing.
He was a gentle soul. He would never hurt anyone. He was just giving.
Bernstein's parents say their son was gay and are questioning whether he might have been the victim of a hate crime. Prosecutors are still investigating.
We'd have to show that the reason for the murder was substantially for the reason that he was gay.
David, a priest and family friend of the Woodwards tells me the family is deeply religious and that he last saw Sam 2 Sundays ago in church, just days after the alleged murder. His arraignment has been continued until February 2nd. David?
Kana Whitworth. Kana, thank you. Next, a former CIA case officer under arrest tonight and now charged with illegally possessing government secrets. Jerry Chun-Shing Lee left the CIA in 2007. In 2012, an FBI search found he had notebooks that contained classified information, including names and phone numbers of covert CIA assets. It is unclear why they waited years to arrest him. The New York Times now reporting that the investigation comes against a backdrop of a major breach of CIA informants in China. More than a dozen informants killed or imprisoned in recent years. We turn next tonight to an ABC News exclusive, our one-on-one this evening with Apple CEO Tim Cook, who made a major announcement today when it comes to American jobs, 20,000 new jobs. And Apple writing a check to the U.S. taxpayer for $38 billion from cash sitting overseas. It's coming back. And he promises investments in the U.S. that will hit $350 billion over 5 years. Tonight, where are the jobs coming? And we also ask, will there be a cheaper iPhone? And what about those batteries that slowed down? Here's Rebecca Jarvis.
Tonight, the biggest company in the world announcing a $350 billion investment in the United States. Apple saying it will create 20,000 new jobs and build a new corporate campus in an American city still unnamed. Apple CEO Tim Cook exclusively taking us inside the tech giant's massive data center in Reno, Nevada.
We're walking on the cloud right now.
The new lower corporate tax rate allowing Apple to write a check for $38 billion to the U.S. government.
Without these policy changes, would you be able to announce today the creation of 20,000 new jobs?
No, there are clearly, let me be clear, there are large parts of this that are a result of the tax reform, and there's large parts of this that we would have done in any situation.
So it sounds like President Trump's tax bill has been a huge windfall for Apple.
Well, there are two parts of tax bill, right? There's a corporate piece and an individual piece. I do believe the corporate tax side will result in job creation and a faster growing economy.
We drove to a perch high above Apple's data center on 1,700 acres of Nevada land.